All right, let's kick off another deep dive. And today we're looking at something, especially for all you technical writers, documentation specialists, IT pros out there.
Yeah.
This could be good. Big shout out to senior technical writer Kurt Robbins for this suggestion.
Yeah, great suggestion.
We are diving into chain of thought prompting. And trust me, this is going to change how you think about AI.
Absolutely.
We'll be breaking down this fascinating Google AI blog post by Jason Wei and Denny Zhou. It's called Language Models Perform Reasoning via Chain of Thought.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for this one. You know, it's so interesting how we're seeing AI evolve to reason, almost more like us humans.
It's true. Okay, so think about this. We have these superpowered language models, right? Massive, billions and billions of parameters.
Huge.
But even with all that power, they kind of struggle with things that seem pretty easy for us,
Right.
like solving a multi-step math problem or just figuring out a situation where you need some common sense.
It's a really interesting problem, and it kind of boils down to the way we've been interacting with these models, you know? Traditionally, we just give them a problem, we expect an answer.
Right.
But that's not how humans think. We break things down, we reason through each step. And that's what chain of thought prompting comes in.
So instead of just asking for the answer, we kind of guide the model to think out loud, step by step.
Exactly. Give it these prompts to encourage it to lay out its reasoning process. It's like saying, hey, don't just give me the solution, show your work. Like, how did you get there?
I love that. It's like teaching AI to show its work, just like we would with a student.
Exactly.
So it's not just about getting the right answer, it's about understanding the reasoning behind it.
Yes, exactly. And the really fascinating thing is that this doesn't just make the AI's thinking more transparent to us.
Yeah.
It actually unlocks a deeper level of reasoning within the model itself.
That's amazing. It's like giving AI the tools to think more effectively. But tell me, why does this only work with the really large language models? What's so special about scale?
Well, that's where we see the idea of an emergent property of scale.
Okay.
Think of it like a light bulb, right? It needs a certain amount of electricity to turn on.
Yeah.
Smaller models, they just don't have the juice for this kind of thinking. Maybe for simple tasks, but for complex reasoning, you really need that certain level of complexity within the model itself.
So it's like a threshold. Once the model hits a certain size, boom, it just develops this ability to reason more like humans.
Pretty much.
That's mind-blowing. And the results speak for themselves.
They really do. The blog post talks about incredible improvements across different reasoning tasks.
Yeah.
Let's take arithmetic reasoning, for example. With chain of thought prompting, these massive models are solving math word problems.
Wow.
And not just crunching numbers, but actually understanding the logic behind them.
Okay.
And get this, they're actually outperforming models that were specifically fine-tuned for that specific task.
That's incredible. So they're learning to think about math the way we do. And it's not just limited to math, right? They're getting better at common sense reasoning, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The research shows how chain of thought prompting allows these models to grasp those everyday situations, the ones we often take for granted.
Right.
They're able to apply logic and knowledge in ways that we didn't think AI could do before.
Okay, so we talked about how it works, why it's a big deal. But let's bring it back to our listeners. Technical writers, people in documentation, IT professionals.
Yeah.
Why should they care about chain of thought prompting? What's the big takeaway for them?
Think about it. As AI gets more sophisticated, we need to be able to communicate with it.
Right.
And chain of thought prompting gives us a framework to do just that. It lets us create documentation and explanations that are not just informative, but they're intuitive, they're engaging.
So we're learning to speak AI's language while teaching it to understand ours.
Exactly. And that's a game changer for technical writing, no doubt.
But how can we actually use this in our work? Any concrete examples?
Imagine creating tutorials or help systems that can really walk a user through a complex process.
Okay.
Step by step, adapting to their needs and understanding.
Oh, I see.
Chain of thought prompting makes this a real possibility.
That's fascinating. It's like having an AI assistant that not only gives information, but guides the user
Right.
through the learning process,
Yes.
anticipates their questions, and offers personalized support.
Exactly.
So it's not just about making AI smarter.
Right.
It's about using that intelligence to create a better experience for users.
That's the key. And as these models keep evolving, the possibilities are truly endless.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
And a little bit scary, but mostly incredible.
I agree.
All right, so we've covered a lot about how chain of thought prompting works, why it's a game changer. But before we move on, I want to make sure our listeners really grasp the significance of this.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
it's not just some theoretical concept.
No, not at all.
This has real-world implications, especially for fields like technical writing, documentation, anything in it.
It's about how we interact with AI.
Right, exactly. As AI becomes more and more a part of our daily lives and our work,
Yeah.
we need to know how to communicate with it effectively.
We do.
And chain of thought prompting gives us the tools to do that. It's like,
Common language.
yeah, a common language, literally and figuratively, which is incredible powerful. But I think it's so important to remember that AI, at the end of the day, it's a tool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a powerful tool, but it's one that we can use to augment our own abilities
Mm-hmm.
and to solve complex problems. What do you think?
I completely agree. It's when human ingenuity meets AI capabilities that things get really exciting.
Exactly.
By understanding how AI works, we unlock its full potential.
Yeah,
We can make our lives better, our work more efficient,
absolutely.
and really push the boundaries of what's possible.
So as we kind of wrap up our exploration of chain of thought prompting,
Okay.
what are the key insights you want our listeners to take away today?
Well, I think the biggest one is that chain of thought prompting, it's a powerful technique.
Yeah.
It can really enhance how large language models reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just about getting better performance numbers. It's about letting AI think more like a human.
And this is not just some research project happening in a lab somewhere, right?
No, definitely not.
This has real-world impact, especially for our listeners,
Absolutely.
technical writers, people working on documentation, IT, all of that.
It really changes how we need to think about interacting with AI.
Exactly. As AI becomes, well, more integrated into our lives
Mhm.
and our work, we need to be able to communicate with it
We have to.
effectively. And chain of thought prompting kind of gives us that framework.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
like, well, I think you said it earlier.
It's finding that shared language.
Exactly. We hope you've learned a lot and maybe even feel inspired.
I hope so. Keep exploring, keep asking questions.
Yes, keep that curiosity going.
And never stop learning. That's the key takeaway here.
We've, only scratched the surface here
Yeah, just a little bit.
of this whole technology and how it's changing. So if you're as fascinated as I am,
Mm-hmm.
make sure to check out that full Google AI blog post. It's a great read.
Definitely worth a look.
We'll put the link in the show notes for you.
For sure.
So that's it for our deep dive into chain of thought prompting.
It's been a good one.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.